Hey, what's up, everyone? It's DJ from Defund DOC, Mr. Defund DOC, just connecting with everyone, hoping everyone is doing well out there. You know, sitting in the belly of the beast of prison. You know, so I send my well wishes to all of you out there that have loved ones incarcerated. We're out on the front line fighting for your loved ones and those that are in prison to try to abolish this corrupt system that we have today. You know, and we appreciate everybody out there, supporters, you know, that want to make the voice heard, because we got a lot of hope for a lot of people, man. So we really need people to be a part of it and get on the podcast and subscribe to the podcast. We give away free books for all new subscribers. So yeah, most definitely.
I don't know if we've got anybody on yet, but I'll just start asking some questions because this will be available after we're done for other people to watch. So I've got a list of just random questions here.
Before I do, I want to show you this.
Yeah, I saw that. That's nice. That's perfect. Looks just like our logo.
Yeah, that's our logo.
Yep, whoever did that did a good job.
Yep.
So I'm just gonna ask some random questions here, but just until we start getting comments. Before I ask you this, whoever jumps on the live, if you're joining the live, if you're watching, drop a comment in the chat so we know that you're here. Anything you drop in the chat, I will read to Daniel as soon as he takes a second from speaking.
A prison or prison reform. Or
yep. You guys. I was just saying for them to. I mean, if they've got a question, great. But if they can just like say hello or let us know that they're here watching, that would be great as well. Just so we know. Kenny's here. He says YouTube works better for live feed. So I'm just gonna ask a few questions, and then if you think of something else, just so we stay talking. We have 2 lives.
Who did you say was here?
Kenny. So.
Oh yeah, that's my friend right there.
So we
Hello.
We have 2 lives tonight. Anybody joining us? So we're gonna take a half-hour break after this one's over, and then we'll pop back on for another half hour at 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So right now, I'm just going to ask some random questions, and a lot of these are probably ones that Daniel's already answered or spoke about.
Can you see that?
It's kind of blurry, Daniel.
Is it?
Yes.
I put my hand behind it.
All right. So what changes the most about prison after being incarcerated for many years? So, like, what's changed the most about prison for you since you've been in there for 20 years?
I think what has changed the most is I'm seeing people coming in the age of my son, the age of, you know, that I was when I came into prison. So I think that's what gives me deep passion for this movement, is because I'm seeing the same story repeat itself over and over again, and this system, this corrupt system, is thinking they're gonna get a different result. You know what I mean? And that's like the definition of insanity. I don't understand why people think DOC, the prison system, is the answer to what we're dealing with in society. We need to get to a place where people understand that this system does not work, and it's time to defund it and start introducing rehabilitation into the system, where people actually get degrees and stuff like that. That way my children and your children and other children's children have a system that is fair and that actually is about restoring them to becoming productive members of society, rather than just saying, oh yeah, we want you to be a productive member of society, but we're going to keep you as good as possible. We're going to try to take away everything you get, you know what I mean? And we're going to exploit all your family and all your family's friends and all your whole community of every dollar that we can get from them. what we have today, and that's why it's so corrupt.
All right, I'm just gonna jump in real quick before we get into something else. Anybody that joins the live stream, if you could just drop a chat, whether you're on TikTok, YouTube, or Facebook, let us know that you're here watching. And we do have another live coming up at 6:30. So this one will be over in about 20 minutes. We have another live coming up at 6:30. So we'll take a half-hour break and then we'll be back. I had a question right in front of me and then I lost it. Okay, so your first 5 years in prison, you weren't yet like thinking with the mind that you have right now. So your first 5 years in, what reforms would have made the biggest difference during those first 5 years or during the time where you were still in old habits? So what reforms would have made a difference?
I think that just honestly just immersing people into education would be key, and drug treatment, you know what I'm saying? Like, actually inundating people with the ability, like, nobody's asking for what nobody else in America doesn't get. You know what I mean? Like, everybody gets student loans. Everybody gets access to college degree out there if they want it. And I think that everybody in prison deserves the same thing. You know what I mean? Like, just essentially just get your foot off the neck of the American people, allow them to become all that they can become. You know what I mean? And that's honestly all we can ask for,
Absolutely. So, and I know that this one's one you could probably go on and on and on about, and it wouldn't be just one thing, but we'll just try to make it quick so we can move on to the next one. So with all the 20 years you've been in, what parts of the system feel the most broken to you?
Oh yeah, this is it's so broken. I mean, I wouldn't say Defund DOC if I thought there was like pieces that should. Literally, the only pieces that I can say that are redeemable is using the property to turn into treatment and career centers. That's it. Like, the mentality, the system itself of stripping people down to animals and idleness and slavery and all that stuff has to go. You know what I mean? So I guess that's what I would say. Just there are very little redeemable qualities about the system we have here. I mean, until they're really about reform in this country, we have to just say, you know what, we're done with this corrupt system. We're done with enslaving our own brethren, our own children. We're done with that. We want a system that's fair. We know what this is. This is a poor person's paradise. This is where the elite throw away the poor class. You know what I mean? This is a way for the elite to control the poor class. You know what I mean? And so I think it's just very little to redeem. I think it just needs to be reimagined.
Okay, and then what? I'm trying to figure out how to word this one exactly. What are some personal experience? What have you experienced personally that proves the system fails at rehabilitation? I mean,
I just make it outright. I mean, just use my example itself. I've been in prison 20 years, and I haven't got anything more than a GED. You know what I'm saying? And I've cobbled together little pieces of college education, but I haven't got a degree yet. Mm-hmm. And that's 20 years of incarceration, and I had a will to educate. You know what I mean? Some of these guys, they don't even got a will to educate. So I think that's one of the big things.
Kenny says he agrees to all the above. I had a good one right here, and I hope I didn't just lose it. Okay, so repeated parole denials, clemency denials. What do those denials, like clemency denial and parole denial, how does that impact someone who's already done significant time? So for you, clemency denial, how would that impact you?
Yeah, it's huge. I mean, you got to think, I literally have nightmares about bogus infractions by guards. That's what my nightmares are. I don't dream of monsters. I don't dream of other inmates assaulting me. What I dream of, my nightmares are corrupt cops writing us bogus infractions. That's how bad it is in prison. Across the country, they write up these bogus infractions and keep people inside prison. And it's got to stop, man. I mean, honestly, that's huge for me, you know?
Yeah, and I mean, I've witnessed your fear up close, so I knew that would be a question that you'd be able to answer pretty well. Okay, so what reforms, I would say just probably the top 3, what reforms are the most urgent for people that are serving long sentences?
Number one, end slavery. That's number one in my book. Because as soon as you end slavery, no longer does our stolen labor subsidize mass incarceration. Once you outlaw slavery, then they can actually say, you know what, we have an actual monetary interest in rehabilitating these people and getting them back to their family. So that'd be number one. Number two, education. Robust education as mandatory. You know what I'm saying? Mandatory. And then number three, allowing these places to become like breeding grounds for work, you know what I mean? Like starting Amazon in here, Walmart, like, you know what I mean? Like manufacturing warehouses that can sprout up right next to every person in this country, where we can be paid minimum wage, where we can start like learning to become, you know, hard workers and restart our lives, you know?
Here's another good one for you. How has prison policy affected your ability to maintain family and community ties?
Oh, it's hard. Every day it's like a new challenge in regards to maintaining family support. Those of you that know, I know that I have 2 sons. I've been in prison 20 years. I have 2 sons. I have a wife. I have 4 siblings, and I basically don't even see anybody except for my wife. And it's sad. You know what I mean? Because if I was out, I could go to things. I could support them in their lives and be a good person, good impact of their lives. But because of the way the system is, it's like I've been thrown away. You know what I mean? And there's no chance for me to reconcile or man defenses with my children because I'm in prison. Like it's so hard to get past, you know, that fact, you know? So yeah, it's super hard.
So habits that you've developed while being in prison, what is one prison habit that you still catch yourself doing without thinking, maybe that you've tried to stop doing? So what's one habit you've developed since you've been in there that you try to stop?
Institutional thinking.
Yeah, that
I
that's good.
I think institutional thinking is huge. I have to stop thinking like an institutionalized person. I want to think like a regular citizen. It's hard, you know, when people are talking about this or that, and I gotta just, you know, step back and actually think like a regular free world citizen with that. When you're surrounded with, you know, prison politics and all that violence, it's hard to like, you know, step back and be like, no, I'm not gonna be a part of that, you know?
Yeah. Okay, so this is something that none of us out here really stop to consider. But what is something that might be something small to us on the outside? What is something small on the outside that feels overwhelming after being so many years? So if you think about coming out, what is the one thing that's like so overwhelming to you?
I'll be honest, paying bills, it feels like that would be overwhelming.
Just all the tasks, all the adult tasks.
I think honestly everything. Yeah, just walking into a grocery store, you're so limited in what you can buy in prison that I can't imagine all the choice I would have. I'll probably get fat. I'll probably get fat within the first 12 months.
Well, if you eat anything like you eat at Visit, then that's for sure. Is there any like moment since you've been in, any moment that has changed how you see people? Is there any like specific moment you can think of that's changed like how you see people?
I used to not be conscious of racism. I used to think,
Yeah.
oh, we're past racism. We're not a racist nation no more. All this stuff I did because of I'm a white person, right? But then when you come to prison and you experience prejudice, like ignorance inside these walls by the guards and by even your family members, the way they ostracize you, the way they prejudice against you, and then you're like, this is what African Americans have experienced in our street, Japanese Americans, Native Americans.
You're freezing up just a little bit. Oh, I think you're better.
That opened my eyes so viciously.
Yeah. You were freezing up for just a second, but it looks like it started working. I think your Wi-Fi might be acting up, which wouldn't be unusual. Okay. Yeah. So I'll ask a couple more and then I'll just kind of let you talk about whatever, but I wanted to ask you some questions just to kind of keep it rolling so you don't feel like you're having to talk about everything. So what's something that you've witnessed that people out here would find it hard to believe that was something you witnessed? I know there's a ton of things, but whatever comes to mind.
I hate to go back to violence because I hate using violence that happens in prison because violence in prison is usually a result of administrative rules and oppression. But I've never seen a man poop his pants before until I've been in prison.
Oh my God.
I've seen it multiple times.
But I mean, that happens out here too.
They poop their pants.
That happens out here too, though. I mean, hate to throw my brother under the bus. Hate to throw my brother under the bus, but he was getting out of the truck the other day. That's a little worse than getting into a fight and crapping your pants.
Yeah, well, it happens. It's happening here. When I seen that, I was like, is it a boy or a woman? Like, no, that's cool. Like,
Yep, it happens. I mean, not even during a fight. Like I said, my brother was getting out of his truck the other day, and I was going to give him a diaper to bring with him the next day. So, and I know that if you were given the opportunity, you'd be super passionate about it. But if you could redesign one prison rule tomorrow, redesign one rule, redo one rule, what would it be? It's hard to pick, I'm sure.
Yeah.
I love making you think.
I want to say your family members can come in and like stay the night inside the prison with you and spend time with you so you can strengthen bonds. But that'd be just another Band-Aid. I still go back to ending slavery. That's what I would say. Ending slavery would be my number one.
Yeah.
Because as soon as they take away slavery and they gotta pay everybody minimum wage, we're no longer subsidizing mass incarceration, and they'll defund DOC itself.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I don't want to get into too many like the dark side or anything like that right now. How does the system break people without even touching them? So like, how do they break you guys?
Oh, solitary confinement is so vicious. I mean, I spent years in solitary, and man, it comes to it becomes a struggle just to get up to brush your teeth. You know what I mean? It's a genuine torture. It's a form of torture, and I hate when these administrators that try to justify it. It's torture. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that it bends you. It bends you in such a fashion that your brain, it depresses you. Like, humans are social people. So
Yeah, for a
yeah,
while,
it's really horrible.
right after we met, you ended up in solitary. And it took you, like, you had absolutely nothing at all. It took you a while before they actually gave you even a radio to listen to. So it's just like complete silence. You're there with your thoughts. You might hear what's going on, or like in areas around you, but you're just stuck in your thoughts. So imagine closing yourself in a bedroom with nothing for an extended period of time. You're going to go crazy.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people identify with that now that they've experienced it with COVID, but it's even worse inside prison because you don't have the entertainment like you do out there.
Absolutely. Okay, so kind of going along with the solitary, what does that do? And a lot of our people have heard you speak about this already, but what does that do to a person's mind?
Oh my gosh, they've done studies on this. Like you said, I talk about it all the time. What it does is it actually rewires our brain. It creates new synapses in our brain. So it's actually doing brain damage to us when you're in solitary confinement. We are not wired as human beings to be in long-term social isolation. So when you get put into that form of torture, it's one of the worst tortures you can do to a human being, other than physical. You know what I'm saying? I don't think you can get any worse than social isolation. As far as before you go into the realm of physical torture.
Yeah, we've had podcast episodes where people spoke about like their experiences, and I think it was Victor actually spoke about he ended up like in solitary, and he got himself all dressed up, got himself all cleaned up, put on like some music and closed his eyes, pretended he was in a club, and like just the escape. But we've had a lot of people talk about like things that mentally like happened to them while they were in solitary. It should be a crime, like, to hold someone like that.
Well, it is a crime. It's actually a
Well,
crime against humanity.
yeah,
It's a
and
violation of human rights.
they find,
And they get away with it
yep,
on a systemic
that's what I was
level.
gonna say.
That and slavery. Slavery is
Yeah.
also a crime. It's against international. It's a violation of international law. It actually violates United Nations treaties.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, and that's what I was gonna
the United
say.
States is actually breaking international law.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. It's almost like DOC can just do whatever they want. Doesn't matter what the laws are. Nobody bats an eye at what they do. So
yeah, there's no accountability. I mean, like, who do you hold accountable for them to using, that form of torture on people for generations?
There's no accountability on DOCs, and even when they do small things, like, they will take zero accountability. I mean, there's so many times that I've reached out to the prison and they make excuses for what they do.
100%. I just wish that they had just even like 10% of what they expected of the accountability. I just wish that they would have 10% of the accountability that they require of us.
Yeah, exactly. They just pretty much deny everything. Okay, so I'm going to get one more question here. I'm just trying to go through my list. Actually, we got about 2 minutes left. So actually, let's save the questions because we have another stream scheduled here. Let's see. Kenny says solitary is crazy. Been there, done that.
Absolutely. Before we go, I want to ask everybody out there. I asked it on the last live event, but if anybody's got any articles or any kind of stories about different prisons, about what's going on across the country, please contact contact Linda. We're create a newspaper called the Elite Inmate Chronicles. So we need some articles. Please submit those articles and we'll get them published in the newspaper.
Okay, so we have another live. I don't even know what time it is right now. I'm so lost. So it is
5:57.
Okay, so it's almost 6. So we have another live stream at 6:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So we're just going to take a quick half-hour break, and then we will come back. Just make sure to jump on. At least say hello to Daniel so he knows that you're here. Show your support and love. So we'll be back and talk about some more. And the more, if we have people commenting, I'll just be sitting there reading them to Daniel and let him respond. And
yeah, most definitely. And as we close, make sure that you guys go and subscribe to the podcast.
That's what I was trying to get to.
Right now. In this little half-hour window, go subscribe to the podcast, and then we'll be back at 6:30.
Yes, that's what I was trying to say. Subscribe, defunddoc.net. And there was another thing I was going to say, but you jumped in. So, stole my little thing. I guess just make sure to follow us on social media so you get alerts and everything when we do these lives. We've been doing more live streams, so we just want to see everybody there.
Yeah, make sure that you guys are friends with us on social media. Anybody out there that is watching this, you better be our friend because we love you guys. We love all you guys in the Defund DOC community. Much love to all y'all.
All right, we've got 22 seconds. Do you want to wrap it up? Do you got anything else?
Here's my wrap up.
I knew that was what I knew you were going to do that. All right, I'm going to end the stream now. Thank you for those that were here.